Hey guys, Cell here, we're back some more Fate's Grand Order. Route 20. Bird raging monsters, we're fighting riders now. Let's bring Waver. I already have our assassins up. Sasaha, Swimsuit Edition, and Shiki. Let's go. Bird raging monster. Toki Rider? Elizabeth's Hog? There is an unwritten rule here in Shinjuku about what to do when that terrible howl rings out. If the howl is far away, you're safe. If it's close, you run away. It doesn't matter if you are fighting for life, mugging an innocent, or being mugged yourself. When you hear its howl nearby, you drop whatever you are doing and flee as fast as you can. As far as an unwritten rule goes, this one is absolute. Oh no, it's this rider. Okay. Uh-oh. It's closer than I thought. Run. I guess that's too much to ask. Okay, I'll carry you so you can focus on the transmission. Come on. I've just picked up an enormous spirit origin reading out of nowhere. And it's headed straight for you, Master. It will arrive at your position in less than 3 minutes. I knew it. You're the one the wolf is after. Wolf? You mean this thing coming towards you at 200 kilometers per hour? Well, that is if you can still call it a monster capable of tracking its prey, as while running at 200 kilometers per hour an animal. This is bad. He'll catch up to us at any rate. And we'll just have to fight. Marsh! I suppose you're right. Okay. Team up with the Archer Shinjuku and get ready to meet it head on. You can feel your soul shudder every time you hear it, right? That's fear at their work. It's an extremely unusual kind of servant, you see. Most servants cannot exist if they are purely fiction. Their origins are rooted in myths and legends that have some kernel of truth existence to them. There must be a powerful reason to exist on fiction alone. For example, the embodiment of a wish to keep one's children safe, like a picture book. Do you have any servants like that on hand? There's one who likes to go for a spin. I'm afraid not. I see. Well, if you ever summon one, I hope you'll let me meet them. Master, the wolf we're about to come in contact with is entirely fiction. It has no reason to exist. In other words, it does not invoke spirits, which in turn means that it cannot be a servant. At least under normal circumstances. Fiction whose spirit origins values fails to suffice concepts that never go beyond mere urban legend. Beings who simply wither and disappear, failing to become either heroes or anti-heroes. We call them phantom spirits. Phantom spirits? Didn't Mr. Holmes mention those once? True. There is much mystery surrounding Caldea, but there are others I must chase right now. Namely, the phantom spirit who, no, I must not discuss this here. If you'll excuse me, Miss Cell. What's more, these phantom spirits are extraordinarily peculiar. They're able to be summoned as a set. You see, a mythical pair of twins, for instance, or a hero who become accompanied by their partner. However, as remarkable as such a summoning may be, surely it is still unthinkable that two beings who had absolutely no connection in life could be summoned together, right? And yet, that's exactly what happened. What the? A headless horseman and a wolf. A giant wolf? Indeed, the perfect mount for a headless knight. I'm still not sure why the myth the wolf is from, if anything. But it's just as cruel as the wolves in the myths. That much I do know. A human arm! Ha! I see you're as much of a glutton as ever. A headless knight and a wolf that eats people. And we don't know either of their true names. A headless knight we have no servant's record for, but who could become one at some point? And a famous man-eating wolf who couldn't become a heroic spirit. I've got nothing. There are just too many possibilities. We should be able to figure out the headless rider soon. But there must be hundreds of different wolves in myth. So let's save that for later. Here they come! Let's do this, Archer. Huh, I like your spirits. That was just a call to action I needed. I must say, it's rather nice having a master. Come right in. Oh, it's a fatal battle? Really? I mean, technically it is one of the bosses. Okay, fine. Great Bar has appeared already. Can I cry yet? Go! Okay, never mind. I was gonna let it live for a while, but that is not something I'm gonna do. Crit strength. I'm gonna need that evasion. Okay. Mystic Eyes of Death Perception. Hey, Bug Alternative. Wait, hold on. No, because I didn't do the quick on her. Let's just go with the full cheeky right now. Who knows? Maybe the death will actually strike and get rid of the one bar. Of course I wouldn't be that lucky. Of course I would. Damn it all. Can't you be like the other freaking power breaker that goes after, you know, the supports instead? That would be fantastic right about now. Right. The brain chain. That's gonna be extremely annoying at one point. But yeah, I'm assuming since this is a single thing that we only have to do one mission, like one battle in every area. And that's what's been like so far for the last two. So I'm hoping that we only have to do one at a time, and it's just things go separate time. Which is really good for me, actually, because it means I can have a blast, while also not having to run the same mission 9 million times to be able to get stuff done. But enough was always seen right up Shinjuku and what the heck the Nova Face has to be. You can not increase your damage, thank you very much. I mean, sure, increase Flavor's defense down again, whatever. Hey, Ball's alternative again. Should've done it in the reverse order so that my RCB is last, but whatever. That's 5 points already, and we haven't even taken out one break bar. Now the flavor's gone. It's kind of not good. Why did you put that on? Why? What'd she ever do to you? Like really, what the hell did she ever do to you?
それもいいな。いいぞ。見せてやるとも。まだまだ。
Jack's ability to get rid of their buff will really help out. Oh, look at that, the single target of fantastic. Okay. just so happened to potentially kill Skatsuha. Great. He applied sure hit. So that would have killed Shiki. Oh, that ain't good. Stop doing down! Seriously! Why are you doing it on my Berserker? Of everyone you can do it on, why are you doing it on my Berserker? Alright, man. It's completely not freaking right. How much health are you gonna have after this? Because this is probably not going well at all. Every time it's on our freaking Berserker. What the hell? Why did I do that? I should have healed Shiki. Again, it wouldn't matter anyway. Why kill Etchan? She's done nothing wrong! Do I still have Merlin in the party? I don't think I do. No, I have Musashi for whatever reason. Okay, that's really annoying. Come on, Shiki! Can you please take out the first freaking break bar so I can just see how much health we're dealing with? Is that one of my break bars? The over damage you do doesn't give anything. You know what, dude? You're really freaking annoying. And we get cheeky. Yeah, we can. Increasing P gauge to complete HP. Yeah, she's at 205% now. Come on, Shiki! Death strike him! Come on, kill him! Activate death, please! Of course not! I will have to focus on that. Don't kill Shiki! Well, I'm screwed. I have nothing left. And sure hit will go through invincibility. So, yeah, I lost. I figured as much, but damn. I didn't think it would be this much of a difference.
Ready? Attack!
Come on, Jolta Lily. But yeah, sure hit really is the It's close. You just gotta ruin my time, don't you? My fun, don't you, game? Let's get it over with, alright? I'll bring Jack next time. I don't think I needed to bring her, okay? Get it over with, you just taking the sure hit that I hate. That causes death. So the sure hit didn't even freaking kill her. It was the death penalty. Why did that work for him and not freaking for Shiki? That pisses me off even more. Shinjuku. It's a one-on-one, Jack versus you. Oh look, goodbye to your buffs. Okay, this won't help anything but quick increase. Oh look at that, 48 crit stars. Oh, what do you know? Ready as a leaper. A full quick brave chain. Screw you, Rider of Shinjuku. And for whatever reason, I wasn't thinking that I brought Medea. I don't know why I brought a level 17 silver caster into this. Don't ask me why, I have no clue. I was looking at her in Serenity, and for whatever reason, I thought that, oh hey, her freaking ability increases it to where she can get her noble phantasm off really quickly. Completely forgetting about the fact that she's a caster. Either way, I managed to do it. Thank you, Jack. Love ya. That's the status that I've got. Can't believe that I've been recording for 26 minutes and that's all I've gotten done. Huh. My apologies, but I'm afraid I'm completely outclassed. I could tell. I bet you could. By the way, Master, on a completely different subject, do you know how to drive? Kind of? Well, whether you can or not, I'm afraid you'll have to. Da Vinci, I presume you can teach the young master here how to drive in real time. Probably. Why? What have you got in mind? Why, stalling for time, of course. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Let's reconvene at Shinjuku Station. Temporary contract or not, I am still your servant for the moment. I have no plans to allow myself to die. Now, bring it. Ugh. It is a smoke screen. Huh. The servant. And there's another one headed your way fast. Visual confirmation 5, 4, 3. Oh, wait, hold on. A woman on a motorcycle. No way, is that my girl, Otoya Pendragon Alter Rider? Is that actually her already? I thought I wasn't gonna get to see her till, the next summer banner. Is that actually her? That was so cool! It is her! Oh crap! Alright! I'm impressed you have found a way to survive out here, Master of Chaldea. But I suppose we can discuss that later. Come on, let's get out of here. We do not stand a chance against it just yet. I'll tell you where to. No need, come on. Alright, I'll listen to anything you say, my love. Alright, take care of her. Now, I'd better find a way to make my own escape. I cannot believe that we actually ran into her. Holy crap! Cunning as he may be, my identity should still be safe, since I've managed to stay hidden, however. I still cannot quite understand what his goal must be in siding with Chaldea, not to mention that last act of his. No, that's not possible. He is fundamentally at odds with order. There's not a selfless bone in his body. There must be some sort of plot. I'm certain he has ulterior motives guiding his every move. And yet, I cannot see any meaning to his actions beyond the servant defending his master. This won't do. I always get too worked up when it comes to him. There's also the question of, no, never mind. She should be fine with her. Now, we only need one more servant to join Chaldea's side. Of course, she is fairly twisted, but I can't let that stop me from paying her a visit. Is it Shinjuku Jalter? But yeah, I really wasn't expecting to run into Alter Rider this soon. I thought that she was gonna pop up like later. I didn't know it was this fast. Shinjuku, well, I mean, damn it. I was really hoping that this would just be a one-off again, but this one's entirely just story. I mean, I'm fine with it. Shinjuku Labyrinth, Section 4. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, I'm gonna die! Help! Calm down, Cell. Okay, we should be able to escape now that we've made it this far. Even if it comes after us. Now, I don't believe you and I have met. You say we have. That was most likely different to me. I can assure you that this is the first time we have met. Nonetheless, now that I have been summoned here, I'm very familiar with your exploits. I would just like to say, Artoya Alter, can you please come home when it's time for you to be summoned? Please? I don't have your Saber Alter version, and I would really love to have you. The Grand Order, you did well to make it through such a long journey on such frail legs. Be proud to tell. Your achievements have earned you my respect. I am Altoya Pendragon, and I ask of you now, will you join me? Well, you will? Good. Of course. Then our contract is forged. I shall be your shield and your sword. It looks like you managed to escape. Thank you, Altoya. You must be March Kiriraito. I am the one who should be offering my thanks. Huh? But I'm afraid that will have to wait. Right now, we must make haste to the roost. Roost? My base. Come, we can reach it on foot from here. A dog? It's a dog! A stray? Best stay away from it. It could bite. Hey, it's tame. It's just wagging its tail waiting for Altoya. There. What a pretty dog. I'm amazed it's doing so well out here. Foe. Well, please, calm down, Foe. I'm sorry, I think he was excited to see another creature like him. No more wasting time. We need to go. I don't have any food for you. Leave us alone. Oh, hey, she's blushing. Alright. Master, do you happen to have anything a dog could eat? Chocolate! Yeah, totally give a dog chocolate. An onion. Are you trying to kill him? Okay, so apparently both can kill him. For that matter, why don't you even have such a thing on your person? A raw, no less. Oh, very well. Come with us. Cavallo the Second. There should be some dog food at the roost. Did I hear that name right? Is this your dog? Does the name Cavallo II displease you? Now follow me, Master. You too, Cavallo. You've got a dog on our side, alright. Oh boy. There's some McDonald's drinks and burgers right there. There's some more over there, along with a beer can. She really does love her fast food. They have roast in the basement of hamburger restaurants. I'll have to remember that. Ha! Don't bother. Most burger joints don't even have basements, right? There you go. Some dog food and stop going outside on your own. How many times do I have to tell you? This is her dog. Good. He shows some contrition. Now go wait over there in the corner, Cabal. How is this not her dog? You must be tired as well, Master. You're welcome to that chair. It's designed to make guests want to leave by causing comical amounts of pain the longer you sit in it. Thanks. Was that a smile? Huh. You know how people say a smile costs nothing. Well, in my case, it also means nothing. Now then, how much do you all know about the current situation? Not much. We fell from the sky, we met an old man, then ran into a couple. They're crazy, and we met you. I see, the Archer of Shinjuku. You know him? I do, yes. From what you have told me, Master, he saved you when your race ship had left you falling through the air, then fought by your side until encountering that rider. Puzzling indeed. What's puzzling? Oh, that his appearance and his goal remain unclear. But he sounded really sincere. The Archer of Shinjuku is a good man. I know that's what you think, but... No, that is not what I mean. There's something more fundamental I don't understand. Huh? I fought against him once. Huh? You have? Our battle took place during a chance encounter. He was a fierce opponent with untold magical energy reserves far beyond my own. And yet Cell, the Archer of Shinjuku I fought, was not the mysterious yet good human man you described. He was completely and utterly bland. His weapon, the way he wielded it, everything about him was cold, calculated. He had a firm grasp of the battlefield, used his subordinates to trap me, and attempted to eliminate every unknown factor. Did you say subordinates? I did. At the very least, he is not the sort of servant who would risk his own life to save his master. Perhaps he put one over on you. No, wait, he couldn't have. Well, no matter. This Shinjuku has no shortage of mysteries. How's about we just leave the Archer of Shinjuku alone? You come back to my Caldea early, so I don't need to spend sync quartz, and I can save the rest of them for Abigail Williams, I believe is her full name. And best buddy Anish Kegel. If I have anything after Abby, which I probably won't, because I got her my first 10 shot on in the Japanese servers. Oh, and the funny thing is, I wanted Shiba. I believe that was her name, right? The one on the first banner with Abigail. I wanted her, got Abby, and now I'm not going to get her Nene because of it. Putting aside whether the Archer of Shinjuku is a traitor, well, let me tell you something else. The Archer of Shinjuku you encountered and the Rider of Shinjuku you fought against are both part of a four-servant alliance that rules all of Shinjuku, the League of Phantom Fiends. My guess is that this league is why you were sent here, as well as the source of the singularity. The League of Phantom Fiends? Four servants, Do you know who the other two are? I was trying to find that out when I encountered another servant. My name is Edmund Dantes. I'm an Avenger just like that woman who always charges in head first. I believe you to be an honorable servant, and so I have come to you with a request. Please lend your assistance to the Master of Caldea. And I did not know that Edmund Dantes cared about me so much. Kinda makes me feel a little bit upset that I didn't try to summon me for him once. Although hell, I ain't gonna be able to pull off what I did for Merlin. That was just a miracle. Dantes, you mean the Count of Monte Cristo? He's the man in black we met at the Temple of Time. Wait, what? Edmund Dantes? Entendre espera. Wait and hope. Yes, I believe that is what he called himself. What is it, Master? It is him, isn't it? Well, we met during that nightmare. During a nightmare, That's quite a chance encounter. What else did Mr. Count of Monte Cristo have to say? Oh, only that he had other matters to attend to. I should also mention that he seemed to be far too weak to handle the dangers of Shinjuku on his own. The Count of Monte Cristo weak? That doesn't sound like him. Maybe he had his powers sapped by something. There's still so much we don't know. At any rate, I get what we need to beat this Phantom League or whatever, yes? But to make that happen, we'll need to have a proper plan, and more fighters on our side. You're meeting back up with the Archer of Shinjuku, correct? Shall we get moving? I must see him again. Depending on the circumstances, we may even have to cross swords again. Please try to keep it peaceful. It won't come to that, don't worry. I understand, but I hope you also understand your situation here, Sal. Shinjuku as it is now is a city of lies. The ones you love may kill you, those you hate may save you. All in service of survival. Hellish though the singularity may be, when it comes to that, both human and servant alike are desperate. As such, there's no guarantee that he will not betray you. But never mind that, where are you supposed to meet him? It's getting late today, you should spend the night here. We'll head out to meet Archer tomorrow. Oh, one thing. I believe you agreed to me at Shinjuku Station, didn't you? Shinjuku Station, that totally narrows it down. Doesn't Shinjuku Station mean Shinjuku Station? Oh, now I understand. Come to think of it, he did only say Shinjuku Station. What are you talking about, Da Vinci? What would you like to do, Master? Let's start with the most famous meeting spots. This is going to take forever, isn't it? Then Senpai, please tell me what all this talk about Shinjuku Station means. Let's just say it's big. It's a maze. Shinjuku Station isn't really just really big. It's practically a labyrinth. Big? On a typical day, it averages on no fewer than 3.6 million passengers. 3.6 million? On top of that, it kept adding expansion after expansion, making it almost impossible to navigate the net even with a map. And since the east and west exits aren't connected, going out the wrong one means starting over again. Before you know it, you've arrived at the station on a different line, and then you have to double back. If you go up the stairs to try and catch your breath, you find yourself at the bus terminal. If you try to read directions in an app, it'll have you follow a route straight through a store wall. Now, pop quiz, where in this station should Del go in order to meet up with Archbishop Shinjuku? I see your point. Even if we can detect servants, it would be hard to navigate a maze like that. And it's not like the station's free of enemies, though I'm sure that's in part to avoid ambushes. Still, we don't have any choice but to go. We'll try to narrow down Archer's location as much as we can. I'll handle the adjustments. Marsh needs a break, and I think you could use some sleep too, Master. Understood. You're going to turn in for the day now too, right, Senpai? Where am I supposed to sleep? Night, Marsh. I'm curious. Where am I supposed to sleep? Sleeping on a hot floor builds character. I've lost count of how many times I've done it. That doesn't count. You were just working on the invention until you couldn't stay awake anymore. Well, I guess you could put it that way. That's why I sleep together with our Tortilla altar. Anyway, good night, Senpai. I really hope you have sweet dreams. Oh, I'll have sweet dreams, alright, sleeping together with Alter. So, you were unable to take down the target. Oh, sorry. I wasn't criticizing you. If anything, I expected this. She is Caldea's last master, after all. Not only did she face the incineration of humanity alone, she defeated Gitia by herself and even lived to tell the tale. Oh yeah, come on, I had to fight back after what happened to my beloved Marsh. I wasn't gonna let that stand. She is the most powerful master there is. If a sneak attack or two was all it took to kill her, she would have been dead long ago. Perhaps she has 9 lives or guardian spirits watching over her, or is just extremely lucky. But that's not all. You know this too, right? We are on the losing side. Good always wins. We are destined to be defeated. But matters are different here at Shinjuku. Here we turn the tables. They said they were going to Shinjuku Station, right? I'll send my personal guard to greet them. Go blow off some steam. Like, what? Is he putting up an act, or are there literally 2 of him? By the way, to get the thumbnail, I had to actually find an image on the site. Let's just say I now know his true name. I ain't gonna say it for anyone who doesn't know, but still. I know his true name, and that's Archer. Oh wait, I was about to say, are we actually gonna fight him? But it also could be Emiya Archer. Oh please, for the love of God, don't let this also be a freaking limit break. Every single boss is gonna be a limit break, isn't it? Let's bring Waver. Answers. Tamamana Lanza. Let's bring Kana. Jack. I don't really need to bring Jack. Lancers. I still don't have enough experience cards to get our Toya Lancer all the way up to 90. So let's just go with you and... Come on, where is she? Oh yeah, you. Also put on... How far can we go? Yeah, 5's all we can do. Let's start gathering. No defense. Sure, why not? What's up? Good morning, Senpai. Did you sleep? What? Never mind. My back hurts. I'm so sore. Don't worry, Senpai. Once you get back, I'll massage you myself. Damn, that's something to look forward to. Huh? Sit. Shake. Good dog. Another job well done, Cabal. Did you have your morning burger, Master? Then let's get to going to Shinjuku Station. I mean, not every day you have a burger for breakfast. You seem confused about something. What is it? Ah, now I see. Yes, it's always night in this version of Shinjuku. Everyone here has forgotten what sunlight looks like. Oh, and as for Shinjuku Station, well, that may come as a surprise to you too. Caval the second, you stay here and keep an eye on things, and no going out on your own this time, okay? See you later, Caval. Really is a labyrinth. What is this place? Well, Da Vinci, you weren't kidding. Wait. When I said it was a labyrinth, I didn't mean an actual labyrinth. What in the world is going on here? I don't know. It may be the work of a servant, or perhaps it simply became like this over time. At any rate, watch your step. All these changes mean that the Shinjuku Station has fewer exits than it should. Push your way within and you'll be doomed to wander its halls until you die. Now, this way. I'll trust you with my life. That's strange. What is it, Artoya? The ruffians who usually inhabit the station are nowhere to be seen. Of course, that in itself is not unusual, but it is strange that their campsite is completely gone from this passageway. You're sure you're not just mistaking it for another part of the station? Nope, somebody's been living here. I see you have a nose like a reindeer. I mean, I have been a reindeer 2 years in a row so far, and I can't wait for the third. Which one's the Santa? Next Santa, I think, is, what, Altera? I think? I don't know, man. They're easy to miss if you don't pay attention, but there are indeed signs that someone has lived here. Maybe the Archer of Shinjuku already fought them off. Then why would he need to be cleaned up afterwards? Indeed. The only reason to clean up would be to hide whatever it was that took place here. Master, hypothetically speaking, if you came here alone and found an empty campsite, shell casings and blood, what would you think? I'd run away. I'd be on my guard. Indeed, which is exactly what whoever did this didn't want you to do. Their mistake was in not accounting for a companion who is familiar with this labyrinth. Especially not one who remembers that there used to be an unremarkable campsite here. It seems we've been spotted. Most likely they plan to take their time and surround you before taking you out. As such, they wouldn't have been expecting a surprise attack like this. There is sure to be a weakness in their defense. Find it and hit it hard, Master. Got it! Fatal battle. Okay, this is actually slightly better than I thought it would have been. None of that crap. None of that crap. Thank you very much. So Phantasm Strike. We'll keep Tamamos for the next one. Wasabi Shot. I'll just take out the first three right now.
神々の王の慈悲を知れ。絶滅とはこの一差し。
I mean, hey, at least it's not Emmy Alpha, right? We'll have to fight him yet. I hope. Oh, damn, so close. You know, if both of them were played up to the max, that would have been a different story. Okay. Or, you know, had I done this. would have also ended differently.
Monda.
So keep some Momos for now.
Sit.
Although I'm most likely to use that last
真の英雄は目で殺す。
Until we absolutely need to kill one of the enemies.
問題ない。
Now, I'm gonna trust you, Connor, to kill him with that. Thank you. Oh, look at that! The fool is actually increased their noble phantasm strength when each one goes down. Well, that's not cool. And every single one, well, was our defense. Damage. Ain't that fun?
問題。
Well, that one. Mamo. Well, that one. Boy left. Alright. Don't have any damage increase, but that's fine. Let's go to Momo. Coconutty home.
言い逃れは聞きませんわ。
That is parasol.
浮気移り気で狐はまるっとお見通し。いざ行きやがれ。よけがさ上愛一瞬。
Yeah, that's better instantly kill him.
参ります。
There we go. Great chain. And almost killed it with 1 H. Should be one more enemy now. Coming out. Yep. Really? Really, man? Alright. Could've wasted that, but it's fine. Let's go. Wasabi
命令
shot.
と問題ない。
Come on, Hornet Eye. Let's do this.
神々の王の慈悲を知れ。絶滅とはこの一差し。
You know, the time has gone by really quickly, and I've only done what? 3 missions? Although one of them was literally all just story. This is really surprising.
ルフィの真の英雄は目で殺す。
Not as surprising as, you know, that actually not killing Hornet F, but it's fine, because we did damage all around the board.
まさにそのバケーション。
Let's get you.
承知した。
You.
逃げちゃって優雅に決めますかも。
せっ。
アバチャウル。
Come on, Joe. And I really need to follow them all. I need to follow everyone, but I don't have all the freaking resources in the world to do it, man.
承知した。
参りま
Cost
す。
way too many cubes just to get all the foes up.
これでも
That's
勝ちは
fine.
勝
Took
ちだ
8
よな。
turns, kill them all, not bad. No one went down, and I'm completely fine with that. I was worried for nothing. Felt not like I'm gonna be, you know, scared when actually I'm the enemy altar. That should do it. Thank you for the instructions, Master. You did very well. Hey, she's blushing again, alright. Thanks to praying looks at everyone. I just hope I'm being useful. Senpai, I mean Master, there has never been a single situation where you haven't been useful. I would never have been able to fight for that long if it wasn't for you. Huh. Even with a shisha as big as this. I figured you would notice if I got into a fight with the enemy, and I was right. Now, if you don't mind, there really are quite a lot of them, so I would appreciate your help, Master. So, he's seen us, and now I understand why he only told you to meet here at Shinjuku Station. Indeed. At any rate, I'm just in the middle of a battle, let's hurry! Yeah, but on the episode right here. Oh, my coffin. Huh, I would appear to be nearly out of bullets. Come to think of it, how did this thing reload anyway? Well, never mind that. The enemy is still here in full force, and by my calculations, I win. Huh? Bye! We made it, Master. Are you alright? Ah, there you are, Master. I haven't seen you in so long. More than 12 hours by my count. I'm not sure that qualifies as a long time. Be that as it may, I'm glad you made it. And you must be the knight who helped the Master escape on that motorcycle. For that, you have my utmost gratitude. He's acting like he's never met her before, Master. Yeah, cause it's two split personalities that are in conflict with each other, maybe. My, so you saw who I was even amidst all that chaos. Now what do you call the Archer of Shinjuku? I'm sorry, what are you playing at here? Not that I really need to ask. So you are the man I fought back then, I knew it. Who are you? What is your true name? And what is your noble phantasm? Your every action drips with deceit, and yet, there are also times when your true self shines through. Your attempt to keep Cell safe back then was one such time. Of that I am certain. As you know, we have not established formal contracts with Cell. We are simply working together out of happenstance and shared interests. She has not yet reached the point where she can serve as an anchor for us to manifest in this world. Thus, there was no reason to defend her back then. Your fear of death was sincere. The ride of Shinjuku is more of a circus than rider. Stand before him and your death is assured. Run away and you may just manage to escape with your life. The incineration of humanity is over. Cell dying would have no effect on the world at large. So why did you save her? To be honest, I'm not really quite sure. My body seemed to move almost entirely on its own. Of course, now that you mention it, you are correct. It makes not a lick of sense. Why did I move to protect her? I could certainly not abide a meaningless death for myself. Why do you think I did it? Because you're a hero? How should I know? Ha, good one. Wait, you were serious. Then let me ask you, what is your relation to the Archer of Shinjuku with whom I fought? So you managed to fight him and survive. Impressive. Thanks to outside interference. I understand that you are not the one I fought. However, I'm also certain you are related somehow. Now tell me, who are you? I suppose you could call me a clone. Or perhaps something more akin to a waste product. I may look just like him, but my true name has been stolen. I've been stripped of most of my power. Your true name is stolen? So is this like a split into good and evil kind of deal? Oh, I see what you mean now. I suppose that would make me the good one. Sure you are. I hope you are. Now I see, alright. Let me sum it up. I was a villain, but I still had some remnants of conscience, occasionally complicating matters. So in order to become the perfect ultimate villain, I divested myself of my good side. Seen that way, the evil side of me must be exceptionally powerful. Now to mention it, your spirit origin does seem to be incomplete. But on the other hand, if you could complete it, you might be able to take back your true name. Emphasis on might, that is. My true name, right, my true name. As I am still unable to deploy my noble phantasm. Albeit to a lesser extent, I thought it did not matter that I had forgotten my true name. But I believe I would indeed be better off if I reclaimed it. I've never seen anyone so happy about forgetting their name. You must be quite the blackguard. Hang on a moment, didn't you say something about not being safe to reveal your true name before? Huh. I was just bluffing. Bluffing? Think about it, young lady. Who would respond if I just said sorry? I don't actually know who I am myself. That's fishy, that's shady. Indeed. Clearly I made the correct decision. At any rate, we have successfully rendezvoused. Now we should leave while we still can. Well, Master, it seems I now have a goal of my own. Yes, I shall seek my own name. Prepare my spirit origin and serve you with even greater power. Would you be willing to shake on this as well? In hand without a word. Gladly. Thank you, my master. Ah, this is grand. I feel like celebrating. That is quite enough out of you. Stop it now, I'll cut you down with my sacred sword. Oh yes, my apologies, Artoria Alta, was it? Hold it, how do you know my true name? Huh? Hey, yeah, nobody ever mentioned her name. That was the only logical conclusion, my apologies. But you tried to keep it a secret from me. One thing I seem not to have forgotten about myself is that I've never been good at holding my tongue. Answer the question. Very well. Shall we start at the beginning, Grand? Firstly, your sword was something of a giveaway as to you being a saber. However, it is theoretically possible that you could have been a rider or a berserker. But the odds of a rider using a motorcycle for a mount seem vanishingly small. She is a rider, though. Of course, the motorcycle could have been your noble phantasm, but then it wouldn't hardly make sense for you to fight with that sword. And given your finesse while mounted and your eloquence, we can safely rule out the possibility of you being a berserker. The fact that you fought to yourself and survived also indicates that you are a highly skilled saber. However, your apparent age is something of an anomaly for a saber. Generally, such a servant would be summoned in her 20s, her prime. And yet, you look a deal younger than that. Unnaturally young, one might say. This could only mean that at some point in your life, you became a hero and you ceased aging. You speak standard English without an accent. However, such knowledge would have been given to you by the Throne of Heroes, so this is hardly helpful. That you are a woman is something of a complication. There are, after all, few female knights who made a lasting name in history. Of course, Magecraft would enable you to disguise yourself as a male. Unfortunately, of the small number of female knights who did leave their mark in history, most would appear a bit older than when summoned than you do now. Joan d'Arc was an exception, beginning at 17 and dying at 19. But she was an amateur with the sword, something which you clearly are not. And so I was forced to assume that you were believed to be a man by those who came after you to record your legend. There's also your brazen attitude and kingly man that you demonstrated since we met. When we take this alongside what we already know, oh my god, can you stop this already? I don't need this full backstory, man! Namely that you are a famous ageless male knight of Western lore. The answer was quite simple. For the sake of discussion, let us say that you were Arthur Pendragon. That would certainly explain your royal bearing and comportment. But even if you were once known as Arthur, it is very unlikely to be a true name. So we arrive at Artoria, as corruption of the feminine form of Artorius. If there was ever a saber who could be called corrupted, it would be you, would it not? She's blushing at this point. One last thing, her blade positively oozes malevolent energy, and yet she referred to it as a sacred sword. As such, the only sensible conclusion is that she was somehow inverted, in other words, an altered. After all, were not that not the case, it would be far too difficult to survive in this hellish world. Yeah, fine. Even one as pure and wholesome as King Arthur himself. This makes it all but a foregone conclusion that she is, in fact, an altered. And well, if I am wrong about all this is alright. I don't mind looking like the fool. Of course, if I'm correct, you will all surely understand in awe of my deductive skills. No, not really. And so you see, the process that led me to deduce your identity, how did I do? Well, you're not wrong. I can't believe you got all that from her appearance in her same sacred sword that one time. I'm Archer. Are you a detective by any chance? Yeah, that would make sense. I know, right? It was like Sherlock Holmes just now. A detective. No, I don't think I am. If anything, I find that to be the most loathsome profession in the world. Uh-huh. Are you the enemy of the detective? A detective, yes. That profession would certainly suit him. With his observational skills and deductive reasoning, he could play detective all day. However, Mosh could be right. It is because he used that skill in reasoning for evil that he stands before you as a servant now. I knew there were two of them, but I didn't think they would split into good and evil. I'm surprised he had even a modicum of anything that one could call conscience. At any rate, if this is the case, the problem is even thornier than I thought. That building's form is already fairly visible, but I believe I know its role as well. The problem comes down to the following 3 points. Where does the ammunition come from? Is it even possible? And why would he do that? In a sense, I'm impressed there is still so much I can't even see after coming all this way, Archer. What exactly are you up to? The more I learn, the more questions arise. You may have likened yourself to a butterfly, but you seem more like a spider to me. Could that book be here in the city? Yes, it could be. Then I believe it's worth pursuing. Come to think of it, you like dogs, Archer? Dogs? Well, I don't think I particularly mind them. Well done guarding the roost, Cabal. Want some dog food? Oh ho! I didn't think there were any friendly dogs left in Shinjuku. Good dog, Cabal, now shake. Get her turned away. I don't think he likes men. Or just him in particular. Here, Cabal. Want some dog food? It's really good. You knocked the food down! Okay, yeah, he just doesn't like him at all. Am I imagining things, or does this dog think it's better than me? Oh, he is! Technically. Artoria's desperately pinching herself to try and hide her laughter. There's no need to hide it. That is funny. Man, it doesn't feel like I got anything done, yet at the same time I just went through a lot of story again. What's next? 1 mission. Black Maiden Fire Wheel. Caster. Yeah. Okay, well with that, I'm gonna end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next one. But we will have some more fun with our beloved Artoria pins that are going to alter. Spider? Or is she technically a saver currently with a noble phantasm of her being on a motorcycle? I don't know, it's kind of confusing for me, but most Fate stuff could be confusing. So yeah, till then, see you guys later.